everyone, and welcome to Lifestyle. I'm Denise Simons, your host, and this is a show about bringing life into your home and helping you create your style. And we do it all by giving you tips and inspiration and resources right here in Middle Tennessee to create everything you see on the show. But we're also bringing the world to Nashville with artifacts from France, Spain, and Italy. We're going to have a sneak peek into interior designer Shirley Horowitz' personal space. Yes, she is going to give us a tour of her observatory. That will be a lot of fun. And also, this product we're going to explore that you've seen on, well, you see it a lot on barns and chicken coops, but it's also now making a big come into Nashville. It's a product that's made of metal, and there is a lot of different color choices, and Jason Danner of Metal Sales is here to talk about that product. And also Amanda Dunsing is here. You know, she always gives us great ideas and great tips for entertaining at our home, and we're going to be talking about porch parties, also tablewares that won't shatter the fun, and how about some ideas for Father's Day? She's got some great ideas as well, and I'm going to show you how you can entertain without actually cooking. We've got some great tips for you, but right now let's take a glimpse of Nashville from a whole different perspective. Take a look. We're bringing the world to Nashville with sculptures and rugs from Spain, chandeliers and tables from France, and artifacts from around the globe. This is a retreat that the homeowner can put her feet up while seeing the Nashville skyline. I'm here with Shirley Horowitz, who took the easy way up, and she's going to show me around the observatory. Shirley, you call this your observatory retreat. Tell me what you had in mind when you created this space.
We could see downtown Nashville from the first floor through the trees.
Oh.
So we wanted to have something that we could see downtown Nashville over the trees. And of course from this floor we can see the Batman Building by Swinson and the LMC Tower and all July 4th fireworks, etc. So that's why we built it, to get that view, and then to also have a wonderful place where we could go to read and relax and get away from it all.
Exactly. Well, I love that you've added so many things from around the world, and this Luna is what it's called, sculpture. Tell me about this. Is
He's wonderful. It's a Spanish artist, and of course you see the craters of the moon on his coat. He is going with his little telescope, and he's going to look at the moon.
I love that. That's such a great piece right here. Now, the window treatments that you've really accentuated all of the windows in this room. Tell me about what is the fabric here?
Well, because it's an observatory and a quiet place, I wanted the fabric to blend into the walls. So it's a pale gray in color. It's made of a metallic and a little bit of silk, and then a hemp rope that goes horizontally. So you can pull it, right, you still can see out, but it does block the sun a little bit. It diffuses the light.
Right. Oh, that just caps it off nicely. And I noticed the architectural pieces, the capitals that you have here.
Yes, these are columns from an old house, and of course they were on a larger square block, but the ionic capitals are the trim at the top. However, what holds the roof up, or the porch, is a tree that's actually inside each column.
Oh, that gives it the weight. Oh, that's amazing. Now, one thing we talked about was the beautiful chandelier. Originally, this was candlelit.
Right.
And then did you have it?
We found it in France, and it was a candle chandelier, and we had it changed to an electrified.
That is absolutely beautiful. Shirley, I noticed this interesting piece. It sort of looks like guitar parts because my husband's a musician, but that's not what it is.
No, Denise. I guess you could sit on it and play it, a guitar, but actually it's a bidet. It's an 18th century potty that would have been in a bed chamber. And of course, unfortunately, it would also have to be emptied every day.
Ooh, but I like how you've repurposed it to use it as a table.
To use it as a table.
That's brilliant. Well, let's go take a look at the mantle.
Okay.
Shirley, this is such a cozy little area to put your feet up by the fireplace. Tell me about this fireplace mantle.
Oh, I love the mantle. This is actually a door top, a pediment from a door.
Oh, so it would go over the door.
Yes, and it's beautiful gadrooning. It's walnut. I just fell in love with it, so I wanted to use it somewhere in the house, and we thought of the fireplace. Then we added the lion legs instead of columns.
Okay, so these were actually off of another
piece.
And then you placed it together to create the fireplace surround.
Right.
Well, tell me about the fireplace screen.
Well, the screen is a 19th century French screen, and it's called doré bronze, which means that the gold has been overlaid over the bronze, and then it's actually fired, or it adheres to it, to the bronze.
And the pieces on the end?
Those little pieces are called chenets, and they have an iron piece that goes behind them, and that's what you put the logs on. These are really Louis XV in style, but they were made during the 1800s.
During the 1800s. I knew they looked very old. And I like the way that you stack your art pieces. Tell me a little bit about that.
Well, I wanted to create a grouping, but I didn't want to use them one above the other, side by side, whatever. So we just stacked them just by leaning one in front of the other. And I think it makes a really nice group.
And it's a nice statement in the color as well. That's one thing I love about your design philosophy is you like to use really a color palette that's very easy on the eye on the walls, a little bit more neutral, and then you add your pops of color with your art and your flooring.
Then you can change it in 10 years. If I wanted to go purple or I wanted to go pink or whatever, I could do it by changing the paintings and the pillows.
Well, we're going to go take a look at one of your favorite things in the room.
Okay.
Shirley, I can see why this is your favorite chair. Have a seat. I want you to explain to everybody. The thing is, you are so unintimidated by vintage pieces, and this is something you actually use. Tell me about this.
Well, I can just slide it over. It's a reading stand. And then I pull down a little iron knob, and I can slant it and angle it however I want it, for the book, for the magazine, whatever. And then, of course, this is my spot for my coffee.
And this is made of oak and
oak and iron.
Oak and iron.
Iron legs, rollers.
And what century is this?
This is 19th century, mid 19th century, 1860s.
Yeah, some people would be so intimidated to use that, but you just use it for everyday purposes.
It's a wonderful strong piece, and I do use it almost every day.
I love that. And let's talk about this piece of art. Your horse right here.
Yes.
I mean, it takes up this whole space.
Well, it's wonderful because of the colors. It really just brings the outside in. And it's also like using a big piece of furniture, a break front or something like that. But when I hung that piece, my husband reminded me of the barn behind the house. And he reminded me of the two horses that I wanted in the barn.
Right.
Well, here are my two horses.
Oh, so he said this will take the place of the horse.
Yes.
Well, it's absolutely beautiful. And thank you so much for showing us your observatory, your retreat. I can see why you love it up here. And as you can see, adding antiques to the room really brings the architectural feel, and it's also very inviting. Shirley has done an amazing job of bringing the world to Nashville. And we're right here in Nashville, and glad to be, absolutely. Hey, if you want to know what's trending this summer with on porches and parties, everybody's heading outdoors. We're going to be talking about that, and also a product made of metal that's, well, it's all over the rooftops here in Nashville. And we'll be talking about that when we come back. So you come back with us.